Hello, good people of Sacred Heart. Father Andrew Dickinson, your pastor here, talking to you a bit about the bazaar for 2020. What? That's right. We're going to attempt a limited bazaar. Now, I know many of you have very fond memories of the Sacred Heart Bazaar and its richness and all the different things that go on. But obviously, we're in a different situation with everyone's friend who just won't leave, COVID-19. And so we figure that we can do some things reasonably safely. No absolute guarantee of safety. There is no absolute guarantee of safety with anything in life. But if it's reasonable to get to the grocery store to pick up some food, it'd be reasonable to have food offered for carryout. If it's reasonable to have some social distance at restaurants, it's reasonable to have some food provided with social distancing here at Sacred Heart. So we're going to do some things and attempt the bazaar here in 2020. Now you're going to be getting a letter in the mail this week, which will have our limited 2020 bazaar offerings. The main emphasis of things is going to be our pork loin supper. We're only going to serve for 3 hours, from 4 to 7, but we are going to have carry-out available during that time. And so maybe you don't want to run the risk of being with others. Totally understandable. So come and get some of the delicious Sacred Heart pork loin from the Zen's family and share it with your family at home, just like you would pick up from anywhere else. And that way you can still have maybe a taste of some parish life in these difficult times. It's important to hold on to some of these things in difficult times. So the rundown for the 2020 Sacred Heart Bazaar will be just the following activities: the supper, bingo with disposable bingo cards, one use, and we'll throw them away. We'll have the limited silent auction, using your mobile phone device to get on the auction. And then we'll have the raffle. That's it. Those 4 things: the supper, bingo with disposable cards, the limited silent auction, and a raffle. But just an opportunity for us to be together as a family, as a parish family, for a necessary thing. You know, when the pandemic first hit in March and April, we talked about essential workers and essential things in our life. We should not forget that having some community is an essential part of what it means to be human. Human beings are born into a community, a family, and we experience in our lives a struggle if we don't have community. Maybe someone who isn't born into a family in some way has that difficulty in their life. They can struggle without that appearance of and presence of community. So we need to have some community opportunities, and we can do them, but in a safe way. And we've learned some things here at Sacred Heart through the school lunch programs. We've learned some things through some parish funerals and funeral luncheons that we've had. And I think we can do it in a reasonably safe manner. And so we want to invite you to take part in the 2020 Sacred Heart Bazaar. One thing we're going to be working on is the different ways for you to get your food. Of course, you could come and use the dining room. We'll have limited seating in the dining room in order to have more social distance. But we're also looking at getting a tent outside. What, Father, are you serious? It's Aberdeen. How could we put a tent outside? We do tailgating in October, I'm sure, for Northern State or Aberdeen Central or Roncalli football. We could have a pork loin supper outside. We can pray for good weather. I will be praying for good weather. And that will allow us that ability to have some of that community life that is so essential to our human happiness. And then also, I encourage you, maybe you don't feel comfortable coming in. I don't blame you. There's good reasons to not be comfortable with that. Make an order to go, a carry-out order. Maybe invite your extended family over to your house, people that you have been around in some ways that you do feel comfortable being around. That's great. Invite them over. Have them come. The letter will be coming to you in the mail this week with more specific details and ways for you to chip in as you have in the past. Know that this won't be bazaar as usual, just like many things, but it's worth the attempt. If they're serving meals at the Flame, we're going to attempt to serve meals here at Sacred Heart. So check your temperature on Sunday, October 11th. If you don't have one, come and join us at the parish hall and maybe outside in the big tent. Play some bingo on a disposable card and just try to have some of that essential good in our life of some communal time together, but in a careful and thoughtful and safer way. Well, I'm Father Andrew Dickinson, your pastor here, praying for you in your lives and hoping for good things for you. God bless you, and God willing, get to see you in some capacity October 11th.